House of Glory wrestling fans, I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. Brace for Impact was a very good show to kick off House of Glory's 2024. Going into this, I knew it wouldn't top last month's The Darkest Hour. But first I have to say kudos to the security woman for letting the early birds wait inside instead of having us wait in the wet snow or in the rain out there. And the crowd wasn't let in until 6:54 p.m. So much for the Josh Alexander meet and greet starting at 6 p.m. Or should I say 6 p.m. my ass. There was a draft in the building, and I don't know if it was coming from the back as well, but every time the front door opens, obviously there was going to be a draft. And the show started a tad late, 8:03 p.m. Everybody got settled in once it is, and the crowd wasn't as big as The Darkest Hour last month either. I don't know if it's because of the bad weather, or maybe the fact that many were broke after the holidays, or had other plans. Or they might have stayed home and watched football. But the show kicks off with a grudge match as we see the newest member of Cash Flow Inc., Jay Bougie, go on with the man he attacked last month, Encore. Encore had an early advantage. Bougie hit a German suplex, worked on Encore's leg. Eventually, later in the match, Encore hits a superplex followed by a Death Valley driver. Bougie hits a curb stomp. Encore hits a Uranagi suplex, which we know is the rock bottom, and scores a pinfall at 12 minutes, 8 seconds. Encore defeats Jay Bougie. After the match, Encore takes the microphone, and he says he got stabbed in the back by Cashflow Ken Broadway, and he said that he wants Broadway one-on-one Saturday, March 2nd, when House of Glory returns. But then Jay Bougie attacks Encore from behind, hits him in the leg with a chair. Oh. Next up was a four-way matchup as we saw making his return, Truly Blessed, Casey Navarro versus Darren Richardson versus J.R. Monty, who was covering by his personal ring announcer Scotland Green. I'll apologize, I got his name wrong. Versus crowd favorite Sweet Cheeks, Joey Silver. Early in the match, Navarro did a hurdle the ropes, diving onto the floor. Silver hits Ron Simmons type spine busters on both Armani and Richardson. And I don't know, we can say he gave both of them the People's Purple Nurple. Could be wrong on that one. There was also a Tower of Doom spot where Richardson powerbombed, I forgot who it was, while the other two were on the top rope. And for the second month in a row, the fans were eating J. Armani alive. Chanting, pull your pants up. At one point, he pulled his tights down further, and I said, up, not down. And eventually, Silver, I forgot who he hit the move on. He hits a kill switch / unprettier type move. I forgot who he hit the move with as he defeated J. Armani. Sweet Cheeks Joey Silver defeats J. Armani, Darren Richardson, and Casey Navarro to pick up the win at 9 minutes, 15 seconds. Mm-hmm. Next up, we see the Captain of the Sky, Raheem Royal, as he challenged the Dark Star, Idris Jackson, accompanied by Dr. Hillary P. Wisdom, for the LPW Legacy Pro Wrestling Championship. For those who don't know, Legacy Pro Wrestling is a promotion, another promotion of how House of Glory put together, and it's mostly, I think, the students who have yet to come on big shows. I mean, as far as Dr. Wisdom goes, I mean, your name, the guy, you know, his name is Hillary. What's his sister's name? Jack? Johnny? Pretty good matchup to start out. Actually, at the sound of the bell, Idris Jackson pie faces Royal. Raheem hit a suicide dive to the floor. Jackson took over, hits a Harley Race type knee, catches Raheem in midair with a power slam. They both tumble over the top rope to the floor. Royal comes back with a top rope double stomp, hits a superplex, followed by a release suplex combo. He tried to get the pinfall, but Wisdom stops the referee, making the 3 count. Raheem went for a O'Connor roll, which Jackson kicked out of, and Wisdom hits Royal with that book in his hand, whatever that thing is. Ooh. And and after that, Jackson hits a discus lariata, and at 14 minutes 6 seconds, the Dark Star Idris Jackson defeats the Captain of the Sky, Raheem Royal, to retain the LPW Championship. I hope there'll come a day I go see a LPW show. Seems like it's got great stuff. Oh. Next matchup we have as Gringo Loco challenges Ghetto Samurai Nolo Kitano, accompanied by the Anunnakis. Well, Nolo Kitano, or as I call him, No Kitano. Well, Nolo had an early advantage. The Anunnakis entered the ring while the referee was distracted by Nolo. Gringo eventually hits Nolo with the Dino Bravo move. Gringo presses Nolo over his head and gives him a over-the-shoulder, like, Michinoku driver, seemingly. Nolo hit that springboard DDT that Rey Mysterio was known for. Nolo hits a reverse Spanish fly. Gringo also hit a super twisting power bomb, but the referee was pulled out of him by the Anunnakis. Gringo attempts a super bomb, but as he tries to do that, Nolo spits mist in Gringo's face, took it down with a top rope Rana, and he scored the pinfall after hitting a running, like, headhunter, like a rolling neck breaker that April Hunter was known for. Ghetto Samurai Nolo Kitano defeats Gringo Loco at 13 minutes 34 seconds to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. It was at that point they went to intermission. All right. The show resumes with the atrocity, Cruel, challenging La Sombra Carlos Ramirez for the Crown Jewel Championship. Early on, Carlos had a capo kick which knocked Cruel to the floor. Cruel hit that reverse choke slam that Braun Strowman was known for. Carlos hits a top rope headbutt, followed by some German suplexes. Cruel hits a choke slam. Carlos eventually hits a powerbomb, and then he hits that pump handle driver that he won the title with. At 8 minutes, 19 seconds, La Sombra Carlos Ramirez defeats the atrocity Cruel to retain the Crown Jewel Championship. Uh-huh. Mm. 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 All right, next. Okay, up next we had a women's match, as out came Diamond Virago. She takes the microphone. She says that, oh, my mentor, the women's champion, Ultraviolet, is on a well-deserved vacation. And out came Virago's scheduled opponent, Kamar Couture. Because last month, Couture challenged Violet for the title, but Virago helped cost Couture the title. Kamar hits a Blue Thunder Bomb. Eventually, Virago gets a microphone. She's yelling at the camera to Violet to help her. Kamar hits a Dragon Suplex, and at 4 minutes 56 seconds, Kamar Couture defeats Diamond Virago. Next up was tag team action as Ace Austin and Chris Bay, ABC, the TNA Tag Team Champions, challenged ringleader Midas Black and Jay Lyon, main event for the House of Glory Tag Team Championship. For anything, ABC comes out to the Bullet Club theme, and Ariana and I, we too sweet at each other. By the way, Ariana, those are some nice nails you've got. All right. Match gets underway. Among the highlights, Midas hits a Hurricane Rana on Ace Austin. Eventually, Midas takes punishment. At one point, ABC was doing good. Austin was holding Midas for a double team, and Chris Bay jumps off the top rope, and you're expecting an axe handle, a forearm, or a headbutt. Instead, Bay just jumps down from the top ropes and gives a move that, well, not really a wrestling move, but it's something we don't see in wrestling anymore. The dreaded back scratch. Midas took multiple suplexes from Austin. Jay Lyon finally gets tagged in, hits Kobashi chops from, I forgot he hit them on one of them, I can't remember. And then Lyon was taking punishment. Lyon hits Austin with a cactus clothesline over the top rope to the floor, hit multiple German suplexes. All four men were outside on the floor, and the time limit ran out. And even though it was a 20-minute time limit, but at 20 minutes 4 seconds, Main event versus ABC ended in a time limit draw. Main event retained the House of Glory Tag Team Champions. Now, after the match, Midas is alone in the ring, and he's attacked from behind by someone who came to the crowd wearing a Jay Lion mask. He puts Midas in a sleeper hold. Then he scoops him up and gives him the corkscrew, that's incredible, tombstone pile driver. Justin Credible was known for that. And then this masked assailant, he's standing on the apron, he takes the mask off. It's none other than the root of all evil, Charles Mason, who was defeated by Carlos Ramirez last month for the Crown Jewel Championship. So, obviously, looks like Charles Mason is going in a new direction now. All right. And then it was time for the main event, as we saw the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, challenge Mike Santana for the heavyweight championship. There was a brawl on the floor, which saw a slap fest, a chop fest. Santana hit the Three Amigos. Josh hits the Northern Lights suplex. Santana hit a cutter, or as I know it as an ace crusher. Hit a Death Valley driver. Josh with the Regal roll. Santana with a brainbuster. Also a moonsault out to the floor. Josh puts the ankle lock on Santana, but he didn't submit. Hits multiple German suplexes. They both clothesline each other. Santana hit a buckle bomb on under the corner, and then hit a gladiator. Josh hit a power bomb. He tried to go for a power second time, but Santana countered with a Hurricane Rana, and Mike Santana pins Josh Alexander at 24 minutes, 3 seconds to retain the heavyweight championship. Both men gave heartfelt speeches, putting each other over at the end of the night. Kudos to House of Glory that this show did not run past midnight, unlike the Darkest Hour last month. Personal notes, it was great sitting with Ariana, Chrissy, Francisco. To my surprise, longtime friend Angel, who I hadn't seen since like the mid-2000s, he showed up. Great seeing Jay Santiago and Julian, who I hadn't seen in ages, seemingly. Same can be said about Angel. I think I saw Norman Alvarado there at some point. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll be with you shortly, folks. I wonder why Black Taurus, he was supposed to face Carlos Ramirez. I wonder why he pulled out of the show. I don't know if he's injured or he was booked elsewhere. As I said, this didn't top the Darkest Hour last month. Okay, I guess it's safe to say I can plug now. House of Glory returns with Reckoning on Saturday night, March 2nd, and this will be a 7 p.m. Start. Already announced for this show is the debut of former WWE superstar Mustafa Ali. I would like to see on this event Ken Broadway one-on-one with Encore. Charles Mason and a partner take on the main event for the tag team title. Maybe have Black Taurus face, if he can make it, have him face Carlos Ramirez since it didn't happen tonight. Hopefully a women's title match since Violet was not there. No. Yeah, during that Gringo Loco No Catano match, they were like dueling chants, like especially for those like that were standing near us. Two pretty ladies in particular. I was surprised that Macho Man Randy Savage impersonator didn't make this show. Unless he was there and not dressed as Randy Savage. What else can I say about this event? Oh, actually, I noticed the wrestling club, where they're on Instagram. If you don't know who they are, they were like sitting on the stage, and hopefully they enjoyed this show. I don't know if this was the first time they've been to House of Glory live. I was hoping it would have been an announcement, because Mustafa Ali was announced just days before this show that Mustafa Ali was coming March 2nd. I was hoping there would have been another announcement of another name of sorts coming March 2nd, but maybe they'll announce between now and then. Okay? I mean, I don't know if they're going to stick with Saturday nights going forward. I mean, it just felt odd being there on a Saturday instead of a Friday night. But definitely House of Glory, you did have a good show, which doesn't surprise me. And I hope March 2nd will be great. H-O-G, H-O-G, H-O-G.